You know, Sonic has to be one of the most nostalgic things for me. I've loved it ever since I was a child. I preferred Sonic over Mario. I used to watch all those creepy Sonic.exe videos, and I own the original game on my DS. So I wanted to make a simple video. I am suffering from some type of sickness right now, so I just wanted to make something easy. And it's safe to say Sonic is important to me. Hell, it's kind of my intro. So I guess I have to ask. Subscribe. June 23rd, 1991. That's when our favorite hedgehog was born. Now, I don't think I need to explain Sonic to you, but just in case, he's a blue hedgehog that runs fast. Kind of it. But there's so much charm to him other than that. You know, he loves chili dogs, he loves running away from women, and he fights a balding guy.
I come to make an announcement. Shadow the Hedgehog's a bitch-ass motherfucker. He pissed on my fucking wife.
It's important to not forget about the impact that the Sonic franchise has. It has over 100 games, with around 32 being the main 2D and 3D console titles, along with 5 different animated Sonic cartoons. Some of them being amazing, others being okay. And the franchise alone has made over $40 billion. So it's safe to say Sonic is not going anywhere soon, and I'm actually really glad to see the newer version. Sure, the Sonic franchise has been suffering in the gaming department, but honestly, where Sonic is the best is its television or movie adaptations. But I'm more interested in talking about the 3 movies that came out.
Gotta go fast.
I think we can all agree that Sonic 1 came out with one of the worst and most rockiest starts to a movie. And I'm not even talking about the actual film, I'm talking about the trailers. Everyone was hating on this, and you know, for good reason. Sonic looked like that, and everyone universally agreed that this is probably gonna be shit. And they bullied the company so much that they actually made a better model, which, hey, it worked out. A lot of people after that trailer were still very shaky on the movie, even after the remodel. And that's fair enough. A lot of live action video game adaptations don't do that well. However, in my opinion, I think the Sonic movie, the first one, was okay. I thought it would have been bad, but it was solid. I really did enjoy it. And Jim Carrey is amazing. Jim Carrey carried this movie every single time he was on the screen. Anyways, the plot of this movie is very simple. We see Sonic running in a very familiar scene as a child as we watch his bird mom get brutally fucking murdered. She sends him away to Earth and it's like, hey, if anyone discovers you, you're gonna have to go to this mushroom place. And Sonic doesn't want to do that because he starts to build a little bit of a normal life. You know, he has a little home with comics and stuff. He stalks this cop and calls him Donut Lord. There's this crazy guy that draws Sonic. However, the one main issue about this is Sonic is fairly lonely, and since he doesn't really have anyone to talk to, he kinda has a moment on a basketball field and explodes, causing Jim Carrey to show up and hunt him down. Eventually Sonic teams up with Donut Lord because Sonic lost his rings on top of a building. He doesn't know how to get there, so Donut Lord decides to take him. And it's one of those buddy road trip movies, you know, one where they start to learn about each other and grow closer together. And then the girlfriend's there too sometimes. Jim Carrey steals every scene as his tech grows better because of Sonic's hair. They fight, enter slow motion. Oh, Jim Carrey's also in slow motion. Dr. Eggman decides to chase Sonic around the world, and eventually we get to the point where Sonic's like, no, I have friends, this is my home, and he sends Dr. Eggman into the mushroom world. Now, as you can probably tell, this movie is fairly simple. I was able to sum it up in like 2 minutes. That doesn't mean it's bad. In my personal opinion, I think it's okay. You know, genuinely, every time that we went into like super slow motion, it was really fun to see. Sonic was a blast. His voice actor for him is amazing and fits his personality so well. But no, those scenes of him in slow motion reminds me so much of those X-Men movies, and it's genuinely really fun. This movie has some good jokes too. I'm not saying I'm out here dying laughing, but there are some good moments here. Especially Jim Carrey being a comedian. Now, is there bad movies? Yeah, there's some areas that are a little stupid. Not too much happens in terms of where all the characters go. Most of the movie is kind of them in a car, even though Sonic can run to the Pacific Ocean in 2 seconds. Still, it's a fairly fun movie, especially for kids. I don't think they ruined anything by making this movie. I think that it sets up the next movie perfectly. I'd give Sonic 1 a 6 out of 10.
Quick stretch, little snack, and here we go.
Sonic, I love that you
In every way, Sonic 2 is kind of the exact opposite of Sonic 1. People were excited for Sonic 2. I know I was. The ending of Sonic 1 introduced Tails and showed Robotnik and on the Mushroom Planet looking more like himself, and it was setting up this movie perfectly. But this movie sucks. It's just kind of stupid. Things happen just so easily. Like, for example, they're looking for this mastered emerald, and Tom and his wife are in Hawaii to go to a wedding, and the place they need to go is like barely a mile away from them. That's really convenient, and that just keeps happening over and over again, and it tries to be funny but doesn't really work as well as the first one did. Jim Carrey's still the funniest part about this movie, but there's a scene that really bothers me where he starts speaking in slang and starts flossing. Oh my god. Both movies had flossing in it, but this was like bad, man.
You see, Earth is my turf, G. If you don't know how to floss, you'll be lost without me.
I understand nothing of what you just said.
I helped you retrieve the emerald, and you use it to destroy the hedgehog!
So the plot is Sonic has a house to himself for 2 days. And this starts off pretty well, showing Sonic is arrogant, thinks himself a hero, even though he destroys more than he protects. And it's really good, because it really does fit his character. And then we meet Tails, and then stuff like this, and Robotnik scenes are always fun. He escapes the Mushroom Planet with Knuckles, and then that's just kind of where the bullshit starts to happen. There's a lot of people that explain it. Robotnik being able to dodge Sonic, and Knuckles being able to not dodge a police car going at normal police car speeds. Anyways, so Tails and Sonic are now on the run from these two. They find themselves in Siberia, have a fucking dance-off, then go snowboarding after finding the compass for the Master Emerald. Sonic interrupts the wedding that was happening, and there's this thing that happens which is kind of stupid, because if people just talked, the problem wouldn't be a problem. Anyways, they eventually go to the Emerald. Robotnik betrays Knuckles, and Robotnik has this giant fucking machine, which is pretty cool looking. The CGI in this movie is really nice, most of the time. And then Sonic goes Super Saiyan and fucking kills Dr. Robotnik. Also, one strange thing about this movie is the government seems to not like Eggman, and I'm not too sure why, because in the last movie, he was working for them, so I don't get where that change happened. Maybe I'm forgetting something about the first movie, but yeah. All in all, Sonic 2 is very forgettable. I had to rewatch it twice just for this video because I couldn't remember anything that happened in this movie. All in all, I'd give it 3 out of 10, honestly.
And we need Team Sonic's immediate assistance. Project Shadow.
Sonic 3 was amazing. It had Jim Carrey for like 95% of the movie. It's great. I have nothing really else to say. As I said, this is going to be simple. I don't feel like talking about it. I'd give Sonic 3 an 8 out of 10. Again, the community of Sonic is absolutely crazy. Sonic has changed so many lives and has inspired so many people. It's one of those franchises that I've loved ever since being a kid, and I'm so happy to see it doing somewhat better nowadays. Would you like to see a video about Sonic games? Because I'm open to talk about that. Anyways, tell me your favorite Sonic media, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!